Hello, my name is Priscilla Gonzalez and I did my visual representation project on the human lungs. I will show you a close-up of my project. Humans have two lungs. Here I show them to you, the left lung, and then I show you the right lung. Each lung is about 10 to 12 inches long. The lungs are housed within the thorax, which contains 12 pairs of ribs that protect the lungs. Cartilaginous attachment of the ribs to the sternum allows the ribs to rotate a little during respiration, causing the rib cage to elevate. The left lung is divided into two lobes, while the right lung is divided into three lobes. Here I will show you on the left lung, the superior lobe is right here in this area, and then this black line is separating it into the inferior lobe. The right lung has three lobes, so this is the superior lobe. After this black line is the middle lobe, and after this black line right here is the inferior lobe. The lungs are covered by a protective membrane called the pulmonary pleura. Here I have labeled it on my project, and it is represented by the white surrounding both lungs. Air enters the lungs through the trachea, which I show to you right here. It separates into two main tubes going into both the left and the right lungs, which I show in this area going to the left lung, and in this area going to the right lung. They branch out to form smaller tubes called bronchioles. Here I show them to you in green, blue, yellow, and likewise on the left lung. Respiration is defined as the exchange of gas between an organism and its environment. We provide oxygen to the cells in order to sustain life through inspiration, and we eliminate waste products through the process of expiration. The lungs contain from 300 to 500 alveoli, which is where gas exchange occurs. Here I show you a model of what an alveoli looks like. We have the capillary beds represented in blue and red up here. We have the atrium, which is the yellow section, the pulmonary artery, which is represented in blue, the pulmonary vein, which is represented in red. The mucus lining and the mucus gland are right next to each other in this area. And then we have the alveolar duct and the alveolar sacs, which are circular. Something important to know is that mucus in the lungs helps protect the body from harmful agents. I will go more into detail of my presentation. We'll start with the right lung. The apex, I have labeled it. The superior lobe, as I have mentioned before. The pleura. The horizontal fissure, which is this black line. The oblique fissure, which is the black line going down. The middle lobe. The inferior lobe. And here I show you the secondary bronchus. Next, we'll move to the left lung. Up here we have the superior lobe, as I mentioned before. We have the lingular division bronchus here in this area. The intermediate bronchus. The bronchioles, which I mentioned, the green, the blue, the oblique fissure, which is this black line going down, the cardiac notch, which is in this blue area right here, the lingula of the lung, this area, and the inferior lobe, as I mentioned before. If you can note, on the bottom we have the diaphragm. Going up, we have the main stem bronchi. This area right here is the carina of trachea, going all the way up to receive the air which we breathe through the trachea. Next, I will show you a model I did of how the lungs work. I got this idea from a science fair project, and basically this tube right here represents the trachea, the balloons inside represent the lungs, and this plastic bag represents the diaphragm. As you can pay close attention, whenever I put in the diaphragm pushing up, the lungs deflate, and when it's going down and relaxes, the lungs inflate. I hope you got a better insight on what the lungs can do. Thank you very much for watching.